Today I'm covering Purging Part 2. 4 people came today and I'm waiting for 3 more. All right, Marilyn's closet is still in full effect. We are still active. The racks do not even look like they have it. We're getting all right, so here is the update about 3-4 days later since I made the announcement, me purging my house. I'm on my way to meet the teacher from Far Rockaway to drop off 4 bags. We've been texting back and forth and she is just so appreciative. She said she reached out to the principal to let them know. And I did want to share a quick testimony because God just moves in his own way. You know, he will use you. This woman called me. She got my number from Facebook and she's like, oh, hey, I saw your post. You're an influencer. And I said, yeah. She's like, well, can you talk to me a little bit about that? I said, well, what is it exactly that, you know, what information is it that you need? And she really didn't want to know anything. She's just like, I don't know. I lost my job last month. My husband's been in a coma for a few years. And I think this woman just needed someone to talk to. God doesn't make mistakes. He gives his biggest test to his strongest soldiers. And she's like, are you a Christian? And I said, yeah. I said, are you? She's like, you know, my husband used to love the Bible. He would read the Bible to me all the time. I said, well, you know what you have to do, right? I said, you have to read him the Bible now. You have to read those scriptures that he used to read you because he was preparing you for this moment. So just be obedient this season and understand that God is working through you. And at the end of the conversation, it was probably like a 5-minute conversation. She was just crying on the phone. And I said, can I pray for you? And I prayed for her. And then afterwards, she texted me. She's like, thank you so much. And I'm so sorry. It's like, you know, this is my purpose. My serving people gives me purpose. It feeds me. It fills me up. You know, so it set out to be purging my house and purging my closet. It turned out to me to just touch one person, you know, and that is all we are put here to do, is just do God's work. And if we can just help one person, then we are serving him. So hi
lady my mom was telling me about.
Yeah, I have to run. I know she said she's almost here. So I just got off the phone with this lady from Facebook who reached out to me. She said she has a nonprofit for incarcerated women that are coming out, also for a homeless shelter of women. Ooh, I don't want to cry. God is so good. God is so good. I set out to purge my room to make room for my son, and God had other plans. This woman was crying on the phone because one of the women in the shelters came to her last week and asked her for clothes, and she was praying. And she's a sister in Christ, as am I. And she's like, look how God is. I said, you know what? I'm shutting it down. I had a few people to come and still shop. I said, I am donating everything. I have about 4 racks left. And she just started crying on the phone. I said, God does not make mistakes. It's just a beautiful moment. It's just a beautiful moment. I am just honestly at a loss for words. And I always say, God, use me however you want me to be used. Boy, he answers quick. He answers quick. The shelter is in my hometown where I grew up. And I'm like, I've never heard of this before. Like, I pretty much know the town like the back of my hand. I said, I've never... I was choking. I said, I never heard of this before. But I just, like, how crazy is that? This woman reached out. The nonprofit and everything is right in my hometown where I grew up. So it's almost like I had to leave to go through my journey so I could come back and give back.